Welcome back to the Western Conference Finals presented by AT&T. Defense, always the key for OKC. And tonight coming into Game 5, what will they do with Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle? That's what they did in one of the most dominant performances you will see. Tonight's Power Forward brought to you by Nissan.
And you watch, there's just so much pressure on Ant. There's three bodies, and he's still trying to create. Downhill against Caruso. This is a top shot, led the league in three-point shots made, and he's 0 for 5 tonight. He's really struggled in this series. He just can't get a clean look.
And Julius Randle, every time he puts it on the deck, there is a swarm around him. He had 4 turnovers, relentless pressure, multiple bodies around him every time, and a great shot blocker finishes that play defensively.
ESPN Bet Sportsbook has you covered all playoffs long. Keep up with big-time matchups, get daily profit boosts, and tail exclusive picks from Stephen A. Smith. Right now, you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Sign up with promo code HOOPS.
One of the great moves from Sam Presti is part of our Who's Enjoying the Limelight, brought to you by Corona Extra, hiring Mark Daigneault, who's the G League coach for 5 years. Look at his first 2 years as the head coach of the OKC Thunder. 22 wins, 24. Then they took a really nice jump on 140. Last year, 57 wins, #1 seed in the West. And this year, one of the all-time great regular seasons in NBA history. And Daigneault has talked about this. And we'll take a break. Minnesota trying to get it back in, but they put themselves in quite the big hole. Tonight's value play brought to you by McDonald's. Richard.
You got to be a bad man defensively to get everything for this OKC Thunder.
And then tonight, just relentless with his pressure. He does such a great job not letting the offensive player get their hips past if somebody starts to get an angle. He is absolutely relentless on the defensive end, and he was just giving his team
pleasure to one of the officials. This crowd cheering all night long. They're now 1 quarter away from a berth in the NBA Finals. Western Conference Finals presented by AT&T. Start of 4th quarter here in Game 5. And right from the opening tip, a domination by the OKC Thunder, something they've done time and time again. They've won playoff games at home by 51, 43.
The NBA Western Conference Finals are presented by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. And in part by Google, proud sponsor of the NBA.
OKC! 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 OKC!
I would say that's a wise choice. Scott, thank you.
Is it too early to do time of death, Mike?
Well, 13 years ago, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, head coach Scotty Brooks took the OKC Thunder to the NBA Finals. They lost in 5 games to the Miami Heat, but they were this young special team with incredible young talent. Our man Perk on there, Serge Ibaka as well. And now this year, another great OKC team with incredible young talent, terrific young coach, an MVP. They've got defensive stars, offensive stars. Game 1 of the NBA Finals will be next Thursday. NBA countdown begins at 8 Eastern. Tip-offs later, shortly after 8:30. OKC will have home court advantage against either Indiana or the New York Knicks. Chris Finch has emptied his bench. There's a lot more to come as the Western Conference champions will be saluted and receive their trophy. Now they'll wait to see who wins Indiana, New York, which will be tomorrow. Well, the final score 124-94. Thunder win it in 5 games. Our producer There's Tim Corrigan, director Mike Schwab, our outstanding ESPN crew. We can't thank them enough for their incredible work. Of course, for Doris, Richard, and Lisa, join us next Thursday over on ABC. Game 1 of the NBA Finals right back here in Oklahoma City. Opponent to be determined. Stay tuned for the Western Conference Champion Trophy ceremony after the break. We'll get you to Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt.
Congratulations to all of you guys once again to the 2025 Western Conference champions Oklahoma City Thunder and the Western Conference Finals MVP SGA. Scott, back to you in the studio.